Welcome everybody, day 30, final day. So we've gone through the last 30 days in many different variations of styles of yoga. We've got the yin yoga, the more hatha approach, the flow approach, and all is just as good as the rest. But if we're not practicing these in a real functional approach, where we're trying to feel where that target area of the body is as we do the style, then we kind of miss the point of the physical postures. They don't have to look pretty. You want to be feeling it in your system. You want to be present with your body. The breath is one way to bring you into your body. It's a mindfulness, movement, meditation. So as long as you go forward from this day on and keep practicing yoga, keep practicing the physical postures that I've been talking about with a little bit of meditation, a little bit of pranayama, but keep practicing the physical postures and being in the body. All the rest will come with time. So the physical component we've really dealt with and touched on here, but there is a whole overall lifestyle approach with yoga where you implement different ways of living in your life, different ways of consciousness, being aware of your attitudes, your approach, your reactions, your responses to other people, and how we relate to other people. And in turn, that's that relationship that we have with ourselves, and trying to turn that love for self out and turn that into love for others and everyone around. 30 days is never enough time to cover everything, but I hope I've given you a basis. Please go back and go over and restudy, re-practice all the different postures. I'll be doing more series of yoga as we go down the track. I'll do like a 10-day meditation series and different series as we go that you can follow along with at any time of your choosing. Today we're just going to keep it nice and simple and sweet, but still having that huge impact on our central nervous system, the brain, the spinal cord, and those branches of nerves that reach out and touch every part of our body. And when we affect our nervous system using postures and our breathing, can have huge repercussions and that ripple effect through every other system of the body, having that side effect of greater health, greater flexibility, and on and on and on. We're going to start with the Ujai breath. We touched on this yesterday, that breathing where we restrict the back of the throat. We're going to do it with the eyes closed. As you breathe in, you're trying to create that whisper, the pa sound with the mouth closed, if you need to practice it first. Pa. As you close the mouth, you keep breathing out through the nose. Hopefully you feel that constraint that occurs in the back of the neck. Then you try to breathe in through the nose and still have that little contraction there. Breath is coming out, then try to breathe in with the mouth closed. Trying to get like a light snore sound, or waves of the ocean. Hands can rest on the knees as you go. If this is too difficult for you, if you haven't watched the Yoga Fundamentals video, just going along, just breathing in, breathing out as normal. Just letting the sound of the breath draw you within the body. Next breath in, you can keep the Ujai on, arms up over the head. Right hand down, left hand reaches over, lengthening down that left side. Explore it, drop that shoulder, stretch out. Inhale up. Right arm to the ceiling, left hand down, lean over to your left. Inhale up. One more each side. Right hand down, left arm over. Explore it. Let that left hand drop and just let your body slowly roll to center. Walk your hands out, maybe folding forward. Inhale up. Arms up. Other side. Left hand down, right arm over. Explore. Right shoulder forward. Keep lengthening. Right hand down, gently walk and explore moving forward. Slowly coming back up. If you're on a bolster, come off the bolster. Feet either gently apart or slightly closer together. Fold through. A few breaths here. Maybe it's the groin, maybe it's the outer glutes. Depending where your feet are in space, it'll change that up. Come back up. Take the right leg out. That left leg, left knee stays bent. Turn to the left knee, the bent knee. Right arm or right elbow comes down. Left arm by the ear. And just gently pulsing, gently reach, come up. Reach, come up. For those with a bit more flexibility, maybe you're reaching for the foot with that right hand. Maybe both hands can come there. Inhale up. Swap over. Right knee in, left leg out to the side. Turn to the knee. Elbow, the left elbow can be down. Right arm up. Pulse a few times. Maybe you're reaching for that foot. Slowly come back up. Come together into our hands and knees, lifting up to downward dog. Raise the hips, pedal through the heels. As you breathe in, come forward to plank. Squeeze the glutes, push the hands into the floor. Push back to downward dog. Take a breath in. Come forward to plank, pushing the hands down. Exhale back to downward dog. One more. Come forward to plank. Breathe in. Either off the knees or on the knees. Elbows bend, that chaturanga. Everything down to the floor though. And then we'll either push up to up face dog, the Sphinx, or just in between. Shoulders down away from the ears. Slowly come down. Push back to hands and knees, squeeze the glutes. Downward dog. Right leg lifted high, three-legged downward dog. Step it forward, that right foot, runner's lunge. Left hand stays flat, right arm lifts, simple twist. Looking to that right leg. Maybe the right arm can windmill out further. Right hand to right knee, back knee lowers, left arm to the ceiling, kneeling lunge, exalting that a little, maybe arching back slightly, left glute is on. One more in and out. Hands to the floor, framing that foot, push back to half Hanuman, half splits, right hamstring, feeling that stretch. Then coming forward, I'm working as a mirror. That left leg rests around that right. Lower the hip. Be mindful of your joints. Turning out to your right. Right hand goes behind. Left arm either outside. That right knee. Chest lifts. Seated twist. Some of you will be able to grab hold of that knee and pull it into your body. Turning. come back, so you're looking forward over those knees, either dropping forward straight away. I'll face the camera so you can see. Some of you will have that sort of open shoelace, some might be able to get their knees together. If that's too much of a problem, coming back to this wide leg shape, folding forward, aiming to get into our external rotators. A few breaths here. And then we're just going to walk around. We're going to bring that right foot at the front down again. Back leg lifts. We're going to move back into our runner's lunge. Step back to downward dog. Pedal. And then we'll do the left leg. Lift it high. Breathe in. Exhale it forward. Step it through. Right hand stays flat. Left arm lifts. Simple twist to that left knee. And maybe the left arm can go way back. Really push that right hand down hard to get the strength through that right shoulder working. And then lower the left hand to left knee, right knee lowers, lift up that right arm, kneeling lunge, exalting, maybe a little arch back, breathing here. Hands come down either side of that left foot, push back to half splits, half Hanuman, front toes lift, left leg trying to straighten, a few breaths here. And working as mirror as we did before, come forward, bring that right knee outside the left to sit down on that right hip. Turning out to your left, left arm behind for balance, right arm either pulling that left knee in or outside, helping the twist even further. Seated twist, we're aiming to get both hips on the ground, not always going to work for everyone. Breathing here. Exhale back to center. As we did before, maybe that left knee can drop out and you can fold forward. That fire log shape with the legs, or wide shoelace, maybe closed shoelace, we call it in yin. Folding over, feeling either outer hips, that external rotator stretch. And as we did before, we're going to turn and get that left foot at the front down, the right foot's going back. And come back to downward dog, pedal through here. Lower onto knees, all the way to the floor. Elbows, Sphinx Pose. We're getting that gentle but deep back bend that we can get here for some. Even pushing the hands to get into that higher seal shape. Glutes are on. If you're on the elbows, you can soften the glutes. Rotating the head gently side to side. Getting that awareness to your breath. Are you still doing Ujai? Or are you just breathing naturally through the nose without that constriction? Chin comes forward, back of the neck is lengthening and stretching. Maybe some windscreen wipes here. And all the way down to the floor, lay flat. And working our butterfly arm stretch, our pec stretch. Right arm out to the side, either wide V shape or the bent elbow, palm face down, fingers facing forward with the bent elbow. Left hand's going to push you over, right ear's on the floor, the head is down, rolling onto the right hip, that left leg. Maybe you can go back into a kickstand. Take some breath here, feeling it through the right shoulder, breathing deep into that right lung. For some of you, maybe that left hand can actually reach for that left foot, left ankle. It's a bit difficult for some, so obviously go gentle, go easy on your body. It's just an added thing we may want to try on our final day, but don't hurt the self. And we're going to release forward onto our belly and left side, left shoulder. So the palm can be flat down, a nice wide V with the arm, or the bent elbow, that L shape. Left ear to the floor, looking away from the arm. Roll onto that left hip, head's down, that right leg can go up and back into a nice kickstand effect. Stretching you down that right thigh, the hip flexor. Some of you may even just be mindful of this shoulder, grabbing that foot with the same hand. Right hand, right ankle, right foot. Even just pushing the foot away just to get that right shoulder drawing back more. And then slowly roll forward, resting forward to fingers or turning the head back with the right ear down to the ground. Hands under shoulders, gently push back, hands and knees. Wriggle out the tail, do whatever feels good for you. Maybe side to side or our dips and domes if that feels nice release. Awesome. So we're going to work into our pigeon or swan, depending what style of yoga you like to do most. Right knee is going to come forward, right foot goes out to the left. Maybe you've got a bolster or a block underneath that right hip, trying to get that left leg to stay back. So if you haven't watched any of my other tutorials, I've got how to do this, a lot more longer version. Making sure that front knee is okay and safe. Staying upright, aiming to get that stretch in the outer right hip. Maybe you're just walking out over that front foot. Some of you will happily come down to elbows, working what feels best for your body. I'll be here for about a minute. So I like to mobilize a little. I stay upright and rock my hips, maybe tuck my toe, lift the knee, but obviously, as I always say, everyone's body is a bit different. Your joints may not allow this, so proceed with caution, with the consciousness and inquiry. Bring that awareness back to breath. And then just slowly, if you're on your elbows, come up. Take the weight on the hands gently if you can. Try to come out of it best you can. Stretch if you need. I like to do a little downward dog, sometimes even just pushing the right heel back. Other leg forward, so left knee comes forward. If you need support under that left hip, something to lift up a little. That left leg is out to the side. Maybe that right knee is way back underneath you, behind you. Again, working with your body's limitations. Never force, never push. And from here, so find a position. Maybe you can step out towards that front foot a little. That shift in the hips, the lower torso just pulls deeper into the external rotators. Maybe you're upright, maybe you're on elbows. Awareness back to the breath. Even that gentle mobilization, moving, if that feels appropriate in this shape. So remembering the word for posture in Sanskrit is asana, translates to a seat to be sat in. We don't have to sit in a still seat. We can move, we can be mobile. And that exploration over time will obviously target different parts of the joint, different parts of the tissue in the muscle, connective tissue. Always covering a lot more of the base in and around the target area, rather than just those one or few spindles of the muscles, that one area or section of the muscle. Again, awareness back to the breath, working the physical, taking that awareness in, that introspective journey of the breath, of the mind, emotions. Everything's moving most of the day. We're just not aware of it, but it has that ability to affect us in ways we're not even aware of. So coming up, come out of this shape. We're going to roll onto our backs and just gently ease into the floor. A little mini Sivasana. Just even wriggle the hips. Just being still in this relaxation shape. So bring the knees into the chest, give yourself a little hug and squeeze. So inversion of the legs, feet to the ceiling. For those that want a little bit more intensity, either it may be a block or a bolster under the hips. That will give you that lift of the legs, lift of the hips. For those that want to go into shoulder stand, legs are high, hands and palms are pushing down. You gently kick those legs to help lift the hips off the floor. Hands come in to support the lower back, tail, glutes. Maybe you're on diagonal. Whatever feels right. Make sure the neck feels safe. Any variation here, even knees into the body. Maybe that plow position with the feet up over the head onto the ground or close. Some people can walk their hands down their back and get their feet all the way up to the ceiling. That squeezing here of the parathyroid and thyroid gland in the throat. One of the chemical factories. So all the yoga postures affect these chemical factories, helping to rebalance. Wherever you are, knees come into the body, rolling down to the floor, either lay flat. Rest for a moment, head can turn side to side. And we'll come up into fish. So I gently sit up, I bring my elbows, my forearms flat to the floor. Lift my chest, arching the back a little, and my head lays back. I squeeze my shoulders. Some of you may be able to do this from the ground. On the ground, you sort of get the arms just slightly in underneath the body, the glutes. Then you push on those elbows, chest lifts. The head will drag along the floor. You can keep the head on the ground, but you're looking behind you. Breathing here, arching that spine. Chest is pushing to the ceiling. And then slowly release back down. Release the body all the way to the floor. Arms can be away from the body. Turn the head left to right. Just easing any tension away from the body. And bring the knees in. We'll do our supine twist. Your choice. Arms out nice and wide or cactus arms. I'm going to do right over left and I'm going to drop out to the right. But you choose. If you want to do another variation. So I'm getting a stretch through that left hip into the lower back. You can look away from the knees. Slide that right leg off. We'll swap sides. So for me, left over right. You might want to do something else. That supine twist, looking away from the knees. And coming back to center. So getting ready for our final relaxation, final Shavasana. Laying on your back. If you need support under the knees, like a bolster or even a rolled up yoga mat, maybe a pillow under the head, all those possibilities that we've spoken about in previous videos. Lengthen the back of the head away from the shoulders. The chin will tuck in a little. Squeeze the shoulder blades flat. Palms can be face up and out from the body, or even elbows bent, hands resting on the body. Squeeze the glutes and just try to get the sitting bone, the tail, further away from the head. So you're getting that lower back flat to the floor for a moment and then let everything soften. The feet will just naturally fall to the side. Take a nice deep breath in. And out. Allow yourself to feel totally supported, at ease, releasing deeper and deeper and further. Just giving in and letting go. The physical postures, the asanas, fatigue the body slightly. Stretch out the muscles, the joints, connective tissue, expanding the body, so that we can release deeper and quicker to those lower brain waves, those relaxation responses, enabling that greater healing effect through the entire system. Nice deep breath in, sigh out with a ha sound. Just letting go. Nice deep breath in. Sigh the breath out. Just gently becoming aware of your body in the space once again. Wriggle fingers and toes, turning the head side to side. Lift the arms and stretch above your head with the arms. Roll both sides and arch. And then make your way back to a seat. Roll the shoulders back and forward. Bring the arms up, breathe in. Hands to prayer. That reflection, the last 30 days. Yoga is a journey and a lifetime journey. A practice you can do every day, twice a week, thrice a week. But this physical practice will help the body in ways that we can't really know until we actually try and give it a go. It has the huge health benefits. And on that journey, we become more aware of ourselves, our needs, our wants, our desires, and also our behavioural patterns that can sometimes cause us a bit of grief. So take a nice deep breath in and sigh it out. Take a deep breath in for Om. Vibration, sealing the thumbs at the eyebrow center to bring us more peace of mind and clarity in our thinking, to our lips for clear speech, and to our heart space, that acceptance of ourselves just as we are. We are where we're meant to be in this moment right now. So we bow in thanks for ourselves, for each other, and that respect for the teachings. Thank you for joining me on this journey the last 30 days. More journeys to come. Come back to the channel, subscribe, so you get updates regularly of all the new videos I post. I thank you so much. Thanks everybody.